What is up, volleyballers? This is a film breakdown of the volleyball match played between Stanford and Penn State on January 21st, 2003. It's hosted in a neutral location in Austin, Texas. We're going to get started right away, 0-0.
This connection there to Lamp as Penn State has a chance here, but a set over from Kerr. Louis with the jump set over to Snowy. He goes hard off the hands and out of play.
Starting off set one, we have a pretty sloppy point. Stanford sets the bick, which is just a bad choice. Kevin Lamp is nowhere near ready. Let's take another look. First, Stanford libero Justin Louis almost takes out the middle back. He does a very impressive roll and narrowly avoids kicking Kevin in the face. Then Kevin half-asses his approach because he knows he's not a good hitting option, but he still gets set. Whenever a right-handed hitter can approach from left to right, that is going to be better. That's why left side hitters, outside hitters are generally right-handed and left-handed hitters are dominant on the right side. That's because it's natural for them to approach towards their dominant shoulder. If the middle back wants to crank this ball, he needs to transition further left so he can approach from left to right towards his dominant side. Then we have two blatant doubles by Penn State. I don't know what the ref is doing. I don't think he knows what a double is. I mean, both of those balls are spinning like crazy. And number 7 attacks a well-formed block and gets a tool this time.
Strong, both teams have to start off strong here.
Here's Ethan Hill, the first server for Stanford. Jump serves it over to Merck. John Kerr from the left side.
I think there are 3 freeze frames worth talking about. Here you can see Ethan Hill is leaning away from the ball to apply extra torque, and then he crunches down on the ball. Then we have the Penn State libero opening up his hip and knees to keep that ball inside of his frame. He's dropping his knee, but I think in this case it's giving him a strong base to pass this ball. And then we have John Kerr hitting clearly over top of the block. He's going to be a threat to deal with this season.
He's physical, he plays on the right, but he can hit side out on the left side in row 1 here for them.
Graduate student wrapping up his career looking for that national championship, and he starts
tough ball right in the seam, but man, that was hard to track.
If you've got a really fast serve and the libero tries to take up too much court, you should go for his seams. That's a great target area. And then Noel high-fives the crap out of his libero's hand. He's like shaking it off. Man, chill out, bro.
That service ace up with this time. High aggressive toss. That time a perfect pass from Louis. Rotman's first attempt gets dug by Wildman. Koval tips it over, kept alive. Rotman into the block and down. Penn State gets their first block point of the night.
Outside, Rodman swings over top of the block, but he's dug. I think the block may have been a little late. The set goes out to number 8, Michael Kowal, but it's a tight set, and the hitter is trying to wipe it off the block. Stanford setter reads this happening, drops his hands wisely, and it's easily dug. Then Rodman gets a tight bump set, and he's roofed.
Little tight end inside. That's where you get in trouble. There's no opportunity to tool and wipe it.
Where to go for him as Wildman winds up for his third service attempt. And he misses long left now at the inline. 6'3".
It's a really impressive pass by Brett Wildman as he dives towards the sideline. It's just a tip out of the middle back for Stanford, but it takes the setter out. Let's get a quick replay of this one. He barely has time to react and reach his arms out, and the ball just happens to go directly to the setter's position. Then Nathaniel Gates, middle back for Stanford, gets a great touch on the block, slowing the ball down just enough so it can be dug by his libero Louis. Once again, the middle back doesn't transition to the left. The pipe is still on his left side of the body while he's trying to attack the ball with his right arm. So his best attempt is to tip the ball directly to the setter. Kerr swings over the block, but it's out of bounds with no touch. We are tied 3-3.
Gives Stanford their third point. Tied at 3 now. Good serve there. Koval, high off the hands, deflected. Louis gets the dig. Here comes Rotman. Wildman is there. Koval second chance, throws it into the block.
This point is all about the middles. The Stanford middle, number 16, Nathaniel Gates, moves quickly into blocking position and gets a great touch on this ball. Can't say the same about Penn State's middle, who does this sidestep footwork and has to seal the seam at the last second. He's facing out of bounds on the block. Then Gates gets another touch on the block, but the tip lands on Stanford's side for a Penn State point. Penn State's middle, Owen Rose, may have wanted to do a three-step swing block approach on that block.
Sophomore middle blocker, good serve down the line, better pass, mixed connection on the timing there. Rotman keeps it in play though, as Kerr attacks, gets blocked back. Here comes Koval on the left. What a diving save by Louis. Free ball now from Stanford, gives the advantage over to Penn State. Do they go quick? No, they go overhead to Kerr. He gets dug again by Louis. And Snowy challenges the hands and he wins.
Stanford setter Thierry Brullier kind of waits for the set to get to him rather than going to get it. He ends up doing this weird stuttered jump set. And it's a terrible back set. It's well behind the right side. Will Rotman, number 15, swings just to keep the ball in play. Kerr attacks the single block. It's blocked back by Theo Snowy and it's covered up by Penn State. And then we have a great dig by Justin Louis. The set goes back to Kerr again, who is facing another single block. Penn State is finding great matchups to take advantage of. That's another great dig for Louis. Stanford ends up with the point, though, after the outside hitter turns a well-placed shot down the line at the last second for the kill.
I like this matchup. You got Kerr and Snowy.
You can see the block is well-placed, but the hitter finds the perfect gap down the line.
Will Rotman, now the 6'6" senior, spins it over to Wildman. There's Ezeonu on that.
On this replay, we finally see Penn State activate the middle on this 31 go. The 31 go is difficult to handle from a blocking perspective because both the 31 and the go are two similar looking sets in similar zones. So it's a play that frequently gets one-on-ones or a hole in the block. Tony Ezeonu finds the hole in the block this time for a Penn State kill.
John Kerr with that high two-handed toss to the jump float. Goes over to Snowy, and Snowy with the aggressive.
Let's look back at this one. It's a short point, but a good point. This is a much more athletic play by Thierin, who backsets Snowy on the right side. He swings off the most outside hand of the block, which is a great hitting target. Often you'll get a tool that will go outside of the court, and that is a very difficult ball to bring back into the play.
Goes with that hybrid over to Wildman. The back bit gets deflected, dug up. Here comes Rotman. Jump sets over to Lamp. But Lamp makes...
So they're arguing that the ball was gone, but like you said, it's not called down until it's...
Rotman makes an athletic play, but this ends up being a dangerous set by the Stanford outside. For the first time, the hitter has gone way under the net like this, but there have been several sets that Stanford has had a little too tight for comfort. Teams that set too tight have a slightly riskier practice and game than other teams, and this results in more injuries throughout a season. Setters really need to be careful and learn to protect their hitters.
Take the blockers with him is Rotman. Snowy from the inline goes to that high toss and a short approach, but
more of a sweet spot with it.
Toby Ezeonu jump floats over to Louis. Lamp goes high and quick.
This pass is a little low, and then this set is a little low. Now Stanford outside, Kevin Lamp hits this one off, I can't be sure, I think it's the head of Cole Bogner, Penn State setter. That ball is ricocheted up into the ceiling and out of bounds for a Stanford point.
Very quick offense in there, extremely dynamic. Goes with a jump serve, passed well from Lamp. Briette goes to Snowy, catches the tape, and Wildman plays it. In tempo to Wildman, rolls it but covers. Quick attack to Rose, Rotman's there. Rotman gets the attack down.
This to me looks like another uncalled double. Leave what you think in the comments below. This time it's by Thierin. Wildman plays the tip up, then gets set, then covers his own swing. Nice defensive effort, sir. Then I like how the setter recognizes he doesn't have the space to turn his body, and he sets that middle one ball squarely facing the net. Good effort by Rotman as well to dig the middle, transition back, and finish the play with a deep swing over the block.
Balls are coming off the block, playing nice plays, getting the ball high enough.